A sudden rustling overhead caught their attention. They looked up. Flocks of birds were fleeing in frantic swarms, their wings slicing through the air with urgency. A silent warning. Something terrible was coming. At that very moment, a little girl stirred from her sleep. Drowsy, she turned her head toward the window only to freeze in horror. Towering waves, hundreds of meters high, surged toward the shore, devouring everything in their path. On the other side of the city, a family stood motionless, paralyzed by the monstrous sight before them. The ocean, once serene, had transformed into a raging beast, a blue dragon roaring with fury. Then, instinct kicked in. A young man, reacting faster than his thoughts, scooped up his child and bolted. Behind him, the waves galloped like an unstoppable army, crashing against the bridge with devastating force. The massive structure trembled, its steel bones groaning under the pressure, yet people still ran desperately, trying to escape the inevitable. But nature bows to no one. The first wave hit. The world twisted into chaos. Amid the wreckage, the man miraculously survived. He sat there, breathless, shaking, his mind trapped in a haze. Yet, even before he could search for his family, another nightmare unfolded before his eyes. A colossal cruise ship, tilted at an unnatural angle, loomed over the fractured bridge, threatening to split it in half. Containers stacked upon it wobbled dangerously, ready to rain down at any second. And then, a scream tore through the air. A woman was flung into the chaos as if fate itself had dictated her trajectory. The man, snapping back to reality, knew he couldn't afford to hesitate. He ran. And just in time, because, in the blink of an eye, a massive container came crashing down. Where they had stood just moments ago was now nothing but crushed steel and splintered concrete. But fate had a twisted sense of humor. More containers began plummeting from above like a deadly storm. Somehow, the man dodged each one with inhuman precision, weaving through them like a character out of an action movie. His movements were erratic, his survival miraculous. But just when it seemed he was defying death itself, he slipped. His feet, still clad in flimsy flip-flops, skidded against the wet surface. His body twisted, his face contorted in sheer terror. Down he went, scrambling on all fours like a desperate animal. Was this the end? Not yet. Out of nowhere, a fiery explosion tore through the wreckage. The sky turned into a canvas of flames. The man, struggling to his feet, tried to regain his balance only to realize that his lighter had slipped from his fingers. The tiny flame flickered as it landed, right beside a gasoline-leaking car. Time slowed. The wind carried the small ember forward. It caught the fuel. And then, boom! The tanker erupted in a violent explosion. A chain reaction.